And sige, so let us solve our continuation problem dun sa ating discussion ng advanced air pressure. So sabi dito, a 10 cubic meter vessel initially contains 5 cubic meter of liquid water and 5 cubic meter of saturated vapor, 100 kilopascal. So calculate the internal energy of the system. So sa problem, given tayo dito ng properties ng liquid water and saturated vapor as 100 kilopascal and yung properties nun such as Vf equals 0.00104 cubic meter per kilogram, Vg as 1.6940 cubic meter per kilogram, yung Uf naman is 417.3 kilojoule per kilogram, Ug is 2,506.1 kilojoule per kilogram. So given yung mga properties ng thing. So how are we going to solve this particular problem? So since yung problem, ang working substance natin is liquid water and saturated vapor, we cannot use yung ideal gas laws natin, yung mga paborito mo, kasi hindi siya applicable. So what we need are steam tables. So luckily, dun sa problem, given yung mga properties na kailangan natin. Ayan, so kung nalaman natin ang tubig na to, pinag-uusapan natin, then what we needed to do is to know how are we going to approach to solve the problem. And so to solve this problem, we need first to know ano ba yung hinahanap. So sir, yung hinahanap is yung internal energy ng system. So tandaan natin, dun sa problem, dalawa yung working substance. Isang liquid water at isang saturated vapor. So therefore, yung internal energy ng system will come from dun sa dalawang working substance, which are yung liquid water and saturated vapor. Therefore, yung internal energy ng buong system is yung internal energy ng liquid plus internal energy ng vapor. So that's Uf pag liquid times yung mass ng liquid plus yung Ug, which is yung internal energy ng vapor times yung mass ng vapor. Sige, so to solve this problem, what we needed to do is to check if those are given on the problem. So yung Uf and Ug are both given problem. Ang kulang lang natin is yung mass ng liquid at mass ng vapor. Kasi instead of mass, ang binigay sa atin ay volume. So ngayon, to solve those masses, we will recall yung formula natin ng volume. Pag water yung ating pinag-usapan, kukunin natin yung total volume, di ba? Ano ba yung formula na yun sa? So basically, ang total volume, ibahin natin yung kulay para makita. So basically, ang gusto nating sabihin is ang total volume is equivalent sa mass times specific volume. So therefore, kung hinahanap natin yung mass, hindi yung total volume, i-divide mo ng specific volume. So kung liquid mass yung hinahanap natin, total mass ng liquid, total volume ng liquid, i-divide natin sa specific volume ng liquid. And in this case, sa problem, those are given. Those are volume ng liquid, 5 cubic meter. Specific volume ng liquid water, yun, 0.001043. So, therefore, makakompute na natin yung mass ng liquid. Sige, so let us just do that. So, yung 5, i-divide lang natin ng 0.001043. So, pag nakuha na natin yung mass ng liquid, then what we'll get is 4,793.86 kilograms. And so, meron na tayo sa mass ng liquid. Kulang na lang natin sa problem ay yung mass ng vapor. So, anong gagawin natin? Ganun din. Kung paano natin sinolve yung mass ng liquid kanina, ganun din sa vapor. So, basically, ang gagawin lang natin is i-divide lang uli natin yung volume naman, but this time, for the vapor, divided by yung specific volume ng vapor natin is Vg, yun yung 1.694. So, that's 5. Yun yung volume ng vapor divided by 1.694. So, magka-cancel out yung cubic meter dyan. So, kilogram lang yung matitira. And pag kinumpit natin sa calculator to, ang makukuha nating value is ito. Sige, so, kumpitin lang natin. Value is 5 divided by 1.694. So, press equals, tapos para makuha yung decimal, F din nyo lang. Makukuha natin yung mass ng vapor natin being equivalent sa 2.95 kilograms. So, sir, meron na tayo ng ating mass ng vapor. Kung meron na tayong mass ng liquid, mass ng vapor, yung dalawang U ay given, and this is simply direct substitution. So, lagay lang natin yung values, UF, that is 417.3, times yung mass ng liquid, 4793.86, plus yung U ng ating vapor, 2,506.1, times yung mass ng vapor, that is 295 kilograms. So, pinutin lang natin sa calculator yung total internal energy natin. Dahil pindutin ka lang. So, 417.3 times 4793.86. So, plus 2506.1 times 2.95. So, i-press lang natin yung equals. Makukuha na natin yung sagot. To get yung ating scientific notation, press nyo lang itong FD. So from the choices, meron naman tayo nakikita. And yan yung ating letter A, di ba? So therefore, yung ating gagamitin na sagot is yung letter A natin. Alright? Sige, so continue lang natin yung pag-solve natin ng problem. Another problem para sa ating pipe refresher. Basahin ko lang. A vessel with a volume of 1 cubic meter contains liquid water and water vapor in equilibrium at 600 kilopascal. The liquid water has a mass of 1 kilogram. Calculate the mass of the water vapor. Properties ng liquid water and water vapor, 600 kilopascal, so VF equals 0.001101 cubic meter per kilogram. Vg equals 0.3157 cubic meter per kilogram. So, to solve this problem, since ang hinahanap natin ay mass ng vapor, yung system natin, titingnan natin, di ba? Meron tayong vessel. Yung sinabing vessel, tangke yun, parado, di ba? On both ends. So, isang property ng tangke para ma-solve natin yung hinahanap na problem is to basically get yung volume natin. So, in other words, pag meron tayong vessel, tapos hinahanap natin yung mass nung nasa loob, then one of the important aspects na kailangan natin tignan is yung volume. So kung meron siyang given na total volume and sa loob merong liquid water tsaka water vapor, then pwede nating sabihin na yung total volume is composed of two parts. So yung isang part, liquid water, yung isang part, water vapor. Yun yung gusto nating sabihin. So, ngayon, para ma-solve natin itong problem, check lang natin. Saan meron tayong volume total? Yan yung 1 cubic meter. Yung liquid water mass, that is given, 1 kilogram. So, yan yung mass ng liquid natin, yung MM. Yung specific volume na liquid water, that's BF. Ito yun, given yun, 0.001101 cubic meter per kilogram. Then, ang hinahanap mass ng water vapor, ito wala. Itong tatlo merong given. Isa rin yung VG given din. So, therefore, 0.3157. So, therefore, direct sum lang to. So, once na ma-apply yung mga values dyan sa ating formula, then, ang kailangan na lang natin gawin is simply to direct sum this. Right? Then, we can now solve yung mass ng vapor natin, which is basically yung mg. And so, yung units naman natin, pare-pareho dito, cubic meter per kilogram. So, kilogram yung mass ng vapor natin. Sige, solve lang natin. So, lagay lang yung values. That's 1 equals 1 times 0.001101 plus yung mass ng vapor times 0.3157. So, i-shift solve lang natin to. Then, makukuha na natin yung value ng ating mass being equivalent to 3.16 kilograms. So, from the choices, yan yung letter D. And sige, so another problem relating ulit sa ating pipe na advanced thermodynamics. Or rather, pipe refresher, diba? So, let me read first the problem. If 6 liters of gas at a pressure of 100 kilopascal absolute are compressed reversibly according to PV squared equals constant until the volume becomes 2 liters. So find the final pressure. So pag yung problem natin ay may kinalaman lang dun sa equation, dun sa rule na binigay sa problem, then we simply needed to do that, di ba? Pag sinabi ibig sabihin ng C dun sa PV squared is basically i-equate mo yung dalawang PV squared. So what that means is P1V1 squared equals P2V2 squared. So yung rule na binigay, yung C papalitan mo lang nung corresponding equation. So pareho silang PV squared. But yung isang side naka-subscript na 1, yung another side naka-subscript na 2. So dun sa problem, ang binigay ay volume nung 6 liters at 100 kilopascal. So we can say that is 0.1. 100 kilopascal, 6 liters. Then ang kabila, yung hinahanap, final pressure, yung volume na 2 liters. Kung gagawin lang dyan, direct sub. So kung liters tong dalawa, cancel out yun. Yung sa pressure that is kilopascal. So kilopascal din lalabas dito. So from that, we can now solve yung final pressure natin. So, lagay lang natin yung values. So that is 100 times 6 squared. Equate lang natin dun sa pressure 2 times yung 2 squared. So shift solve lang natin to get our P2. Yung P2 makukuha natin equivalent sa 900 kilopascal. And from the choices, yan yung letter B. And sige, so another problem regarding sa ating pipe pressure. So let me read first the problem. The flow energy of 124 liters per minute of a fluid passing a boundary to a system is 108.5 kilojoule per minute. Determine the pressure at this point. So naghanap ng pressure at some particular point dun sa ating fluid. Ngayon, since binigay naman na flow energy to get yung pressure sa flow energy, we need to recall ano ba yung formula ng flow energy natin. So, ang flow energy is basically equivalent sa pressure times volume. Diba? So, from the problem, given ka ng 124 liters per minute, that is basically volume. Yung 108.5 kilojoule per minute, yan daw yung flow energy. So, therefore, given ka sa neto, energy tsaka yung volume, ang hinahanap natin pressure. So, we will simply divide lang pala yung energy dun sa volume since both are given. Diba? So, volume is 124 liter per minute. Para maging consistent sa unit, gagawin yung cubic meter yan. So, 1 cubic meter is 1,000 liters. So, basically, dinivide ng 1,000 yung 124. Kaya naging 0.124 cubic. Diba? Okay, so, kung meron na tayo nito, kilojoule per minute tapos cubic meter per minute, na-cancel out yung minutes dito. Ang kilojoule is basically kilo. Ibabayin lang natin yung kulay. So, yung kilojoule is basically kilonewton meter, diba? Kapag dinivide mo yung dalawa, yung kimit magka-cancel. As yung isang meter, mawawala, magiging squared to. Kilonewton per square meter is kilopascal. So that's the reason, pag dinivide mo tong dalawa, magiging kilopascal yung lalabas. So gamitan lang natin ang calculator to solve this problem. So this is 108 divided by yung volume ng 0.124. So simply press equals, makuha natin yung pressure at this point as 875 kilopascal. And from the choices, yun yung letter A. Sige, so another problem from our advanced set of pressure ng pipe. Babasahin ko lang. Work done by a substance in reversible non-flow manner in accordance with volume equals 100 over pressure cubic foot per piece in PSI. So evaluate the work done on or by the substance as the pressure increases from 10 PSI to 100 PSI. So to solve this problem, we need to recall yung tinatawag natin na non-flow. So, ano ba yung ating non-flow work? Di ba yun yung PDB? Ngayon, kung na-recall na natin yung work non-flow na PDB, we need to consider kung meron bang binigay na equation sa problem. And in this particular example, meron. So, saan yung binigay na principle na isusundan natin para dun sa ating problem? So, yun yung binanggit na V equals 100 over P. Yan yung formula natin. So, ngayon, try natin i-arrange etong equation natin into something na makikita natin na parang pareho sa mga principle natin. So, anong meaning natin dun, sir? Try natin itong pressure, ilagay mo sa kaliwa. So, that means, magiging pressure times volume na PB na. So, magiging equal yan sa 100, which basically means isothermal yung process, di ba? So, sir, bakit naging isothermal? Eh, ang ginawa lang naman natin, transpose yung pressure dun sa kabila. So, the reason ba't naging isothermal yan is kapag nag-multiply ka ng pressure times volume, tapos constant yung lumabas, then yung process mo is automatically isothermal. Ganun agad yun. As long as na yung volume mo dito ay ang exponent niya na ay 1, tapos nakamultiply siya sa pressure, and ang value na lumabas sa kanan ay constant, then it's an automatically isothermal process. So, ano namang meron, sir, kung isothermal yung process? Yun yung part na i-recall natin yung kanyang non-flow work. Ang non-flow work ng isang isothermal process is pressure times volume, EB, ln B2 over B1. The other formula, kung eto kasi volume ang binigay, ang pressure ang binigay naman, babalik ta rin yun ng subscript, P1 over P2. Diba? So ngayon, kung meron na kayong ganyan, sir, yung PB, nakita na natin. Diba? So parang pareho yun ng kanina. That is 100. So pwede ko bang palitan ng 100 itong PB? So actually pwede. Since yun yung constant natin. Yung ln natin is P1, that is from the given, and PSI. Yung P2 natin is yung 100 PSI. So therefore, na-direct sub lang pala natin. Sige, so direct sub lang natin. Eh sir, bakit P144? So kasi ganito yan. Yung 100 na to, ang units niyan is yung unit ng pressure at ng volume dun sa formula. From the formula, ang unit ng pressure ay PSI. Sa formula din, ang unit ng volume, ito yung volume natin, is cubic feet, or rather cubic foot. So, nakamultiply pala dyan, sir, dun sa pressure times volume, yung PSI tsaka yung cubic feet. So, ang unit ng 100 is 100 PSI times cubic feet, di ba? Ngayon, we need to remove yung square feet natin square inches natin sa ilalim. And to do that, we multiply 144. Kasi ang 144, yan yung conversion natin for square inches per square foot, di ba? So 12 inch 1 foot. So pag in-square mo, 144 yan. So that's the reason why we do that, to cancel this out. Ang matitirang unit na ay foot-pound, ln 10 over 100. Okay, so dito, di na tayo naglagay ng unit since both will cancel out. Ganun yung gawin natin. Bali, ilagay lang natin yung values. So that is 100 times 144. This is ln 10 over 100. So we simply press equals. Yan, makuha na natin yung sagot natin. And that is equivalent sa negative 33, 157.22 foot-pound. That is yung letter C from the problem.